Welcome to At the Table,
where we are connecting entrepreneurs, discovering missions, and building communities with purpose, body, soul, mind, and business with
Charlie
and Heather with Free Time Solutions.
Hello and welcome to the table. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather. Oh, it's a new quarter, you guys.
New quarter, new season.
How exciting.
Right.
We have some really cool things coming this season. We have a new quarter.
We do, which we will announce a little bit later, but it's Mindset Monday.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh my gosh.
It's a weird week, right?
It is a weird week.
Because we're going to be very interrupted this week with a holiday.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we can't still choose and decide.
Right.
So I feel like that goes right like where we're at with books too.
Many of us, we just had a weekend and then we work today and then we have the day off tomorrow.
And we're right back to work on Wednesday morning, because we're crazy.
Right.
Right.
I was thinking, how am I going to take care of myself this weekend? And through this little bit of chaos here, with our schedule of all the things. I think we got a new iPad and I think it's the iPad and I don't know how to turn the sound off yet. So
it's a thing.
It's a thing. So if you hear that, please ignore it. We've had a lot of personal growth, and you guys have been able to share with us on that personal growth journey.
Oh gosh.
But we've also had a lot of business growth, and with that comes some really interesting.
So first, I would like to point out that the personal growth came before we could have the business growth.
That is also true. Yeah.
I mean, they say it. Mm-hmm. I've heard people say that over and over and over. You got to grow your mind, to grow your bank account, you got to grow your mind, to grow. But to seeing it actually happen in real time.
Yeah.
And watching our business grow and come together, it's just it's such a beautiful miracle of wonderful vortex of greatness. I'm so excited.
It's really cool. It is a vortex of greatness because it's we keep coming in contact with these really awesome people, and everything we've worked for 40 plus years now. Yeah. It's really come together.
All of the pieces are working.
Yeah, because we're in our 40s and we've been working on ourselves and our lives forever, right? As long as we've been alive.
Right. And I've heard that burnout piece too. Gosh, how much longer do I keep reading self-help books? When is it going to change? I've heard that. And I think that sometimes you get into it because you're in the habit of just listening to these things.
And not the doing.
And not the doing piece, right? Yeah. Because sometimes you have to have an allowing period.
Yeah.
Where you allow the flow of what's happening so that you can have the control of the side. Yeah. And that's part of the control of the side. So just taking a breath and really looking at what's happening and how far you've already come.
Yeah.
Right. So
which is really a turning point for me is what we are talking about today.
Yeah.
In these books. The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz is the first book we're going to talk about today. I do the weekly readings on Sundays. Go check them out. We're on chapter 11
in both books.
This week.
And as Charlie was recording their weekly reading, I was sitting at my desk next to hers, and I wanted to crawl out of my skin when she started reading. I was like, "Are you serious right now? Are you my life story? What is happening? Why are we talking about this?"
Let me read that first paragraph. Let's imagine again that we have a skin disease with wounds that are infected. When we want to heal the skin and we go to a doctor, the doctor is going to use a scalpel to open the wound. Then the doctor is going to clean the wounds, apply the medicine, and keep the wounds clean until they heal and no longer can hurt us.
Okay, this was my life for 16 years. Repeatedly open wound issues, getting it cut out, cut open.
Mhm.
I mean, I have like a physical reaction when you read that one. So when we go into our emotional realm, these can be really deep in there.
They
And
can
that-
be.
And I remember one of the gals that Brenda Reese, she said, now that you're at a new level, that itty bitty shitty committee is also at a new level, right? Like,
Right.
so realizing that you have the tools now you still have the tools.
We still have the tools.
Like, so when they come back up again, it's not because you did something wrong.
No.
This is just how it works. Like,
Right.
it's like the thing that you face.
Right. So how do we heal those wounds? It's the same, those emotional wounds, it's the same way we heal them as our like physical wounds. Yeah.
Yes.
You have to, clean them out. You have to keep them from getting infected.
So you start by, acknowledging that they're there.
Yeah.
You can't ignore them and just kind of cover them up and
pack them with dirt and
pack
call
them
it a
with dirt
day.
and call them- Yeah, you've got to acknowledge they're there.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna cry, so you're going to let it ooze out. You're gonna cry,
Right.
right? This is part of the process,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna have to fill that space back up with something good, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the packing,
The
when they pack
medicine.
the wound, the medicines, the different types of medicines. I can't even tell you, from Vaseline gauze to really cool algae that grows in the ocean. Like, seriously, I've tried everything. And sometimes that's what you got to do when you're working through these things.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow,
Wow.
what?
It's the same thing.
So I fought that journey for 16 years. So if you feel like what is with things today? If you feel like it's taking forever, just remember you can.
You can.
And if you need someone to talk to, find someone to talk to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Um,
So that's what I got from this chapter.
Right.
Like,
Another piece he talks about, and the topic he uses to express this can be very triggering. So I'm not going to go there. If you want to listen to it, you can go listen to it. But the guilt and shame associated with things that are not our fault. Okay, I have carried guilt and shame around with me for years about things that were never my fault to begin with.
let's say that one more time.
Things
that were never my fault
to
to
begin with. I had no
Say that to
control over
yourself.
them. I had no control over the things that happened to me. That I carried guilt and shame for. And the fact is that I'm not to blame.
And it's not a blame,
Right.
because blame is something that you're doing to yourself.
Yeah.
So we think that it's somebody outside of us, but they're really just showing us how we feel here. So blame is one of those ones where you're pushing away your power.
Yeah.
So when you're choosing and deciding, if you find yourself blaming, get curious about that.
Yeah.
So that's where it starts, right? The awareness. Everything starts with awareness.
And he says when he starts talking to people and like teaching them things, he says his first rule is really easy: don't believe me. You have to learn how to believe yourself. What is true for you is not necessarily what's true for me.
All right. I feel like we should do that exercise real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Where we say our name, somebody else's name.
Okay, put your hand on your heart, on your chest, take a couple deep breaths. And
Just don't close your eyes if you're driving, please. And you know,
you don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to. If you want to close your eyes, you can, but
I found it easier
it.
to feel this with my hand on my chest the very first time we did this. Now when I just say it, I can feel it that that's not true for me, and I can be like, okay, now let's talk about that. So with practice using this
With your
technique,
first breath, say your name.
Heather,
Say, and then take another breath. Say, I am, and then your name.
I am Heather.
Right. Now take another big deep breath in. And when you exhale, say, I am, but then a different name that is not yours. You feel the difference?
Can't think of a name.
I was like, I am Bob.
That's good. Okay. I am Bob. Oh gosh, yeah.
Right? It feels yucky, right?
And it has a different vibration, even like from my collarbone to collarbone, like the way it vibrates and my feeling that vibration of saying my name and owning that statement that I am my
So that's a really great thing to use if you want to find out if something is true for you. Say it out loud and feel it. And does that feel good to you? Because if it does not feel good to you when you say it out loud, then it is not your truth. If it feels gross, it's probably not your truth, or at least not right now. Right? Because if you are doing your manifestation exercises, that's different. That feels different. It feels good, right? But if it feels yucky, ask yourself those questions. Like, why does this feel yucky to me?
Well, sometimes I'll be like, do I want to be at this event? What will that look like? How does that feel? Where am I feeling cold? Like sometimes that's self-care, and that's really hard.
It is really
because
hard.
then I feel like, then the feels start and the things of you're letting people down or these other things, and then I'm like, but it's not okay to let myself down.
No.
And I need to take care of you.
And you are your own proof.
Yeah, I am my own proof.
Right.
I can do hard things. So
speaking of doing hard things,
Let's
Career Self-Care by Minda Zetlin, also chapter 11 this week, how to reach your biggest goals. The goals can be hard things or they can flow with ease, right?
Right.
It's all how you choose and
I think it's a limiting belief that it has to be hard. Because society has told us that story over and over and over.
Right. That it's going to be hard to reach your goals and your dreams and things like that. So what'll happen if you want it badly enough? What happens when you want something so bad that you can taste it?
You work a little harder than the person next to you.
Right.
Right.
She uses the story of Jimmy Fallon, who apparently learned piano from her husband, which was cool.
Wow.
When he was 13. And he always wanted to be on
husband. I'm like, from whose husband?
Husband.
I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah. So when Jimmy Fallon was 13, he would always tell jokes and like they'd share jokes back and forth at the piano lesson. And he always expressed his desire to be on SNL when he was 13, right?
Wow.
So he worked really hard to reach that goal, and but he did other things and he moved other places that would like kind of help him get to
you built that foundation, right? Like you do all the things that
he built the foundation.
Yeah.
He knew how to get there. And he was able to get
Yeah,
on
yeah,
SNL, right?
Jimmy
We all know
Fallon
who Jimmy
is.
Fallon is, right? So,
If you don't, Google's your friend.
he even had a clause in his previous like contracts that if he got offered a spot on NFL, that he would be released from whatever it was.
Not the NFL.
And
The SNL.
SNL.
Totally different thing.
Not
He would really appreciate that.
Football.
He would really appreciate that. I totally see him like running across the behind us with like football gear on. Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing, ladies.
So, but so he was able to reach his dreams because he wanted it bad enough that he was willing to do what it takes to get there.
Yes.
Right? Will failure crush you?
Sometimes failure is it feels like that word,
right.
like the way that we imagine that word, but in the scheme of how everything in our lives flows together, failure is still a lesson learned if you take the lesson learned. So
What, well, and then you can also ask yourself, like, what does that really mean to me? Like, if I were to fail, what does that look like to me? You know, if everything we have ever done these last like 3 years failed tomorrow, I don't think I would feel like a failure.
I wouldn't feel like that word.
Right?
Right.
So look at how far you've come and everything that you have accomplished, because what have I heard before? Failure can be a direction changer for the success. Right? It's a fail forward, right? So just because you're in this place where maybe externally, maybe not even internally, you feel like you're doing, you know, your best you could, but externally, you feel like people are looking at you in a different way, and that feels gross, right? Nobody likes to feel that way. It's probably the itty bitty shitty committee, by the way. But you are your own judge.
You're your own worst judge.
You're your own worst judge.
Right. So we have these stories in our heads, and having someone to bounce that off to when you start to go down a path with that is fabulous.
Right.
I know I've brought things to Charlie and B, and I've been like, hey, is this the itty bitty shitty committee, or is this like a thing? Can you tell me? Because I'm not sure right now.
And we're like, it's totally
in unison. They were like, it's the itty bitty shitty committee. I was like, cool. The consensus got it. We don't need to talk. We don't need that no more. Like throw that talk and thought process down, because that's the opportunity right there, right? Just to pause and choose, right? And no, I'm gonna flick you off my shoulder. You don't get to be like that, right?
And then what? Then we take the next right step.
Yes.
Right? The next best step. And it could be a tiny little baby step toward your goal. Tiny little baby step. But and you just want to stay open to the possibilities, because things might not turn out exactly how you expected them to, but also it could be like a million times better. Right? If life turned out the way I expected, it would be boring. And
I wouldn't be happy.
Exactly. No.
I wasn't happy when it went the way it was expected.
Right.
It was shitted upon.
Right. But again, you had to learn and ask yourself what the truth is for you and what your life is going to look like moving forward.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we're all here kind of working on our own stuff.
Right.
So so then you choose what your first baby step's gonna be, right? what that step is, and then you make it sure that it's something that you can control. Right? So if your next baby step is I want to lose 30 pounds, right? Like that's what you want to do. Your first baby step might be
Get a new water bottle.
like, yeah, get a new water bottle, drink water out of your favorite tub.
I might put my workout gear right next to my bed.
Right.
So I put it on. Or go to my calendar and schedule when I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, one of the examples she uses is you put your workout clothes on in the morning and you don't change until you've done your workout, just
Or if
doing
you
these
are gonna
things.
work out after work, before you leave work, putting on your workout gear so that you don't have the excuse of, oh, now I have to get changed when you get home.
Right, because you've already done it. It's taking that step toward that success. What's going to catapult you into that success, and then making sure it's something you can control, like putting on your workout clothes before you leave work if you work out after work, or if you work out in the morning, you
Have them right
have
there.
them right there ready
Maybe
to go when you go to
sleep in
bed.
them. Maybe
right?
they're your new jammies. I don't know. Whatever you
Um,
have to do to get yourself to do the thing.
And she's a big advocate of writing it down and committing, because when you write something down, it gives you ownership.
It's hey, back in the day, they used to make us write sentences, right?
Right.
And they would break your rate because there's a visceral reaction in your body when you write it down.
Mhm. Troubleshoot as necessary. Sometimes things don't necessarily work out the way you planned, and you have to make adjustments.
You ever tried to do a new craft project?
I have one on my craft table right now. I'm trying to do.
And sometimes you have to try something different, right?
Yeah.
You're like, well, that didn't work, or now it all fell apart. I used the wrong glue,
I was making a mala, and I got about 4 beads in, and then the thread tried to shred down, and then the next 3 beads broke in half, and I was like, screw it, I'm done for now, break time. I'm not over
right,
it, right?
right. So that doesn't mean you're never going to make another mala.
No, I'll go back
Right.
and I'll finish it, and I'll probably take it apart and start over, because when I want to be in a good space when I'm making these things, because they carry intention, and they're made with natural gemstones, so I want it to come from a place of love when I put it together and tie every knot with intention.
And
Not from that
do it
place of
with love.
frustration and things like that, because
And-
that's what they're gonna feel when they wear it. I don't want that.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'll try again another day.
Right, exactly. So, but taking those baby steps
Yep.
to make the change might be shifting gears.
Yes. And then also reward yourself for taking the next steps.
Yes.
Right. Maybe you're like, I am gonna drink water all day today. And
outside. Athena, take it outside, please. Athena, no. No barking. Loki, I love you. She's trying not to bark in the house. I love her.
that little gremlin noise.
Oh,
That was cute. So you can do little things like drinking extra water and then reward yourself with something a little bit different, a little bit more, a little bit more fun, like a small soda or something like that. If that's your goal, is to make sure you're staying hydrated.
I really liked just having extra glasses of water,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can still drink my coffee.
Yeah.
I like my coffee.
I like the coffee too. I actually have a coffee and a water. You probably didn't see me drink both today. The exercises she has this week is imagine your best possible future and ask yourself why.
And that why, like I was listening to, it's that peeling, it's an exercise to peel back those layers, like an onion, and just keep going and keep going, because you'll be surprised where it takes you. So, in the power of choosing and deciding, we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Don't forget to take care of yourself.
And stay tuned for the new cost of the quarter.
Namaste.
As entrepreneurs, we have a unique opportunity to make a positive impact in the world around us. In a time when the world is shifting towards supporting local businesses and embracing community-driven initiatives, it becomes even more important for us to give where our heart leads us. At the table, we believe in the power of giving back, and that's why we have our cause of the quarter. This quarter, we are proud to support Perfect Pals, a local organization dedicated to rescuing and providing care for stray cats in our community. By supporting local causes like Perfect Pals, we not only make a difference in the lives of those in need, but we also contribute to the growth and well-being of our local community. We believe in small acts of kindness, and they can create a ripple effect of positivity, inspiring others to do the same. As we shift our focus solely from supporting large corporations to championing local businesses and giving back, we not only strengthen our community, but we also foster a sense of connection and unity. Together, we can create a thriving ecosystem where everyone can flourish. So let's follow our hearts and give where it truly matters. Join in supporting Perfect Pals and making a difference in the lives of these furry companions. Together we can make our community a better place, one act of kindness at a time. Thank you for being part of our journey and for embracing the spirit of giving. Together, let's create a brighter future for all. Are you tired of juggling endless tasks, struggling to find time for what truly matters? We have the solution for you. Introducing Free Time Solutions, your ultimate partner in reclaiming your time and maximizing your potential. At Free Time Solutions, we specialize in helping businesses like yours thrive in a digital world. From social media management to website optimization and branding, we have the expertise to elevate your online presence and streamline your operations. Imagine having time to focus on what you love to do while we take care of your business. With our dedicated team of experts and innovative solutions, we leave you free to pursue your passions and achieve your goals. Whether you are a small business owner, entrepreneur, freelancer, we offer comprehensive services tailored to your needs. Our goal is simple: to give you back time, freedom to do what you do best while we handle the rest. So join us at the table and let Free Time Solution empower you to take control of your time and unlock your full potential. Visit our website at www.yourfreetimeback.com. That's www.yourfreetimeback.com to learn more and schedule your consultation today. Free Time Solutions, your partner in success. Let's make the most of your free time together. Thank you for joining us at the table. Stay tuned for weekly readings on Sunday, Mindset Monday discussing our weekly readings on Monday, and on Friday, our interview and potentially guest host. Stay tuned.
Thank you for joining in on the fun. Be sure to like and subscribe for more.